Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for July 2nd. Already, July 2nd. Okay, so I do not have to flip the camera. I think I'm straight today. I will not have to give anybody seasickness going upside down and roundabout. Okay, so I was thinking about this. Thank you for all who are jumping in right away. I was thinking about this um, recently, that today there's no shortage of information on any topic ever. We don't have to deal with any lack of knowledge if we choose to take advantage of it. So then I asked myself, so why is it that people are dying and struggling and barely making it and just existing and just surviving? Why is that? And there are as many reasons that I can think of. They're out there. Reasons that I never even thought of, they're out there. So there's a lot of reasons why people are, well, hello, Ira Kelly. There are a lot of reasons out there why people are struggling and just not making it. And we could spend from now until July 2nd of 2020 talking about the reasons. But I think what, again, when I back things up and put them and keep them into my lane, what I can do with what I have, with where I am right now, I think it is a knowledge issue. An applied knowledge issue. There's no area of your life that if we do not receive and apply a set of skills or some information or some knowledge, that we can't get better. People are dying every day, physical deaths, because they don't recognize that what we're putting in our mouths is slowly killing us. It tastes mighty good, but it's not good for us. They don't recognize that. And now listen, I'm not talking about the people who know to do better and they just like it because it tastes good and oh my goodness, I just can't help myself, and emotional eaters. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about some people really do not recognize that, hey Milani, that what we are putting in our bodies, what we allow to what we deliberately digest is slowly killing us physically. All of the stuff that tastes so good is not good for us. And a doctor can tell us, a cardiologist can tell us, we've got oncologists that now tell us, we've got neurologists that tell us, and until or if we decide to apply the knowledge, we'll continue to die. Physical deaths. Spiritually, God has given us weapons to protect ourselves. And so he's given us praise, he's given us prayer, he's given us spiritual armor to protect ourselves. And until or if we recognize the connection that we have a role in, we will continue to die and be defeated spiritually. Literally, what we're feeding ourselves emotionally, intellectually, what we're feeding ourselves, what we allow our eye gates and our ear gates and our mind to take in, that's slowly and surely killing us spiritually. It is defeating us spiritually. So until we know and apply it and put the brakes on some of the stuff that we're listening to, some of the stuff that we're watching, some of the stuff that we are inviting in, we will continue to die spiritually. Financially, until or if we get the knowledge, even on compound interest, how things like the sooner you start, the more discipline that you display in delaying that gratification. Oh, I sure do want that new car. I want it. Can you afford it? Well, not really, but I want it so bad. And until or if we recognize that delaying that gratification, I'm talking about applying the knowledge, it is worthless. It is a waste of time, a waste of energy, a waste of life, a waste of resources for us to continue to all these books up here, this big old thing called the internet and Dr. Google. It's ridiculous for us to continue to get all this knowledge and not walk it out, not apply it. And our head just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger with lots of knowledge. And it's not functioning for us. We're not applying any of it. So we're still struggling. We're still dying. We're still just existing. Our relationships are horrible. Ragged relationships because we don't recognize there's this thing called emotional intelligence out there. And I'm not into all the psychobabble, but maybe I should that's a piece of knowledge that if you apply to your life and recognize that emotional intelligence might help you with some of your relationships, that's an applied knowledge that we can use every day functionally in our lives. I'm seeing way too many people struggle, needlessly so, ridiculously so, through life. Listen, I say often, I do not live in Disneyland. Okay. Everything is not a bed of roses in my life. But some of the stuff we allow and entertain and negotiate with keeps us on lockdown. There is no shortage of knowledge anywhere. There's no shortage of knowledge. They got this old-fashioned thing called lazy commitments. Okay, that's another one. Okay, thank you. We're only interested in it. We're not committed to it, or we're committed until it gets inconvenient. Well, that's not commitment. Okay, that's not the commitment to change. And so there's this old-fashioned thing called a library. So I don't have a computer. There's this thing called a library. My whole point is we have to recognize that for the vast majority of everything, we're in charge of our lives. We are in charge of how successful we are. So you cannot, and I didn't always think this way, but now I am firmly convinced. Why? Because the more I listen, the more I learn, the more I watch, the more more things are revealed to me, the more I go out on the hunt for it. I see it live and in color. We've got to recognize that we say knowledge is power. No, it's not. Not until or if you apply it to your life, until or if you apply it to your situation, until or if you apply it to your finances, your relationships, your health, your spiritual growth, your career. It means nothing. People can be using it all day and succeeding because they took something that they heard, they read, they learned, and applied it to their lives. They began walking it out. They didn't just leave it up here for some book knowledge to impress people with some statistic or some quote. Or that is elementary. If my life is falling apart and I got all this knowledge, I got to walk something out. I got to walk that thing out. So I'm just encouraging you. I come on every morning, Monday through Friday, because I want to encourage you. I want to empower you. I want to remind you that we are in control of our lives for the vast majority. Not everything that happens, no, we don't have control over that, but we absolutely have control over how we respond to it. And that in and of itself leads to our behavior, leads to conditions, leads to our mindset. And so I don't want us to continue struggling. I don't want us to continue blaming others. I don't want us to continue passing the buck. I don't want us to continue shirking accountability while we stay stuck, while we stay on lockdown, while we stay shackled, while we stay in a relationship, in an existence only. No living. Live it, speak it, apply it. Well, how about that? So I'm sorry, learn it. Was that leave it? Okay, well, I'm going to say learn it, speak it, apply it. And sometimes we don't even need to speak it before we start walking it out. So, that is what it is. I was about to say, I hope I didn't sound too harsh, but so glad you're on. To you, Miss Valentin. So I just we can do better. We can do better. It's our responsibility to do better. So let's stop getting a bigger head with knowledge. Let's start walking some of this out and applying it to our lives. Okay, that's my offering to you today. I am appreciative for you spending a few minutes with me. Until next time, make it a terrific Tuesday and take real good care of yourselves.